all began one autumn day in the year 5726, 1965, with a cluster of people who gathered in a small home in Ashkelon. Back then, all of the houses were small. They shared a common tie and a relationship to tradition, and wanted to establish a synagogue in the spirit of the times. A different kind of synagogue. Of course, in the spirit of the times did not suit the Orthodox prayers or others, and the flame began to flicker. Wondering, they sat next to each other, occasionally exchanging long glances. "What is happening here?" they asked in a strong American accent. "Could it be that we can't pray here, in Israel, according to our beliefs? Is this why we made Aliyah to the country of the Jews?" The founder of the congregation, Rabbi Moshe Cohen of blessed memory, made Aliyah and came to Ashkelon, thinking that he had come to a place of rest and to settle down. But the local synagogue doesn't meet the requirements, the young rabbi sadly claimed. Gradually, the rabbi began to formulate plans to found a new synagogue. He began searching for a place to hold a separate minyan. To his great joy and that of his friends, they would be able to use the Witzo Center for services on Shabbat. Every Shabbat, the number of people who came to pray grew, and more people streamed to the hall. A temporary committee was even formed by those who came to pray, headed by Yaakov Chacham of blessed memory, an amateur cantor and experienced service leader. Good heavens! Men and women sat together in the hall, not mixed, heaven forbid, but on separate benches in the same hall. It's scandalous. This cannot be ignored, and the storm was enormous, as were the results. The Witzo Hall was promptly wrested from the hands of the congregants. The prayers said in fluent English, "Darn." The wheel continued to turn, and the people continued to appear, and to come because of the atmosphere, because of the special something. And again, turning the pages of history, the conservative synagogue becomes a cultural and educational center. If you will it, it is no dream, and a generous donor was found by the name of Baruch Shemesh, a Jew with a warm heart and a member of the conservative movement. A refreshed mood, and the year is 1969. Rabbi Phil Spector arrives to lead the congregation. His ties to Israel, so he said, were always strong. He strived to close the threatening gap between the secular and the religious. All Jews are welcome in the synagogue, even if they don't observe all 613 commandments. He dreamt and fulfilled his dream of founding a conservative synagogue in which the congregants could pray together, men, women, and children. In his opinion, he claimed, praying together brings the family closer together. With unflagging energy, in humbleness and modesty, Rabbi Spector and his wife Barbara turned to action. An educational course for adults, activities for the young, trips for the whole family. You wouldn't believe what success they had on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. The hall in the community center was completely filled. A holiday atmosphere, holiness, and a wonderful story. Long-time members tell that there was a great silence in the hall during the Ne'ilah prayer. The ark was opened, the books in everyone's view. A holy silence. Those standing in front of the ark didn't tremble and didn't move. Rabbi Spector approached the ark to remove the shofar for the final blast, but the shofar was gone. How would we complete the service? Truly everyone's heart skipped a beat. And as only in a synagogue miracles can occur, a small boy ran home and brought back a kosher shofar for the tekiyah. Secretly, in concealment, it was passed from hand to hand to the hands of the rabbi, and with the shofar's blast, the service was completed. The year is 1973, the 4th of September to be exact, and the congregation's new building is being dedicated with much pomp and circumstance, in the presence of dignitaries and a large crowd. It was an impressive and emotional occasion, one that lifted the heart and the soul. Without those two, Rabbi Cohen of blessed memory and Rabbi Spector, a living and effervescent congregation would never have come to be. Alongside the dreams that were gaining and coming true in front of our eyes, innumerable activities were taking place, one event after another, and a title was given: Noam Misolti, or Conservative Youth. Diamonds in the crown. The youth added hues of joy, enthusiasm, youthful energy. Shabbat celebrated together, education, sitting in a sukkah. In short, the binding fabric of it all. And it all was good. And as happens with all good things, this chapter came to a close. Rabbi Spector and his wife Barbara left, and Rabbi Futterman landed with us, straight from the USA. To step into Rabbi Spector's shoes was no simple matter. The congregation's expectations, the comparisons, and in the end, each one a character in his own rights. Rabbi Matt Futterman was a different kind of rabbi, his activity wide-ranging, and he moved forward the educational projects of the congregation. Rabbi Futterman formed a Tali preschool, today 5 in number, with a reputation in Ashkelon as quality preschool classes with a pluralistic outlook. He was deeply involved in all aspects of the preschool. They were at the core of his heart. He spread the great knowledge at his command to adults and children alike, encouraged the youth to be involved, and built a generation that would continue on. As one who dedicated to his family in an extraordinary way, a sterling example of love for fellow man, teacher and educator in his soul, he left his mark on the congregation and left behind him 18 years of activities of meaning and values. With time, members were lost who once were, and then were no more. Yes, with time, the principles that once we wanted to die for changed. Who would have ever thought, for example, that women would read from the Torah? And again, we leaf through the pages of history, and we reach the 21st century. We have already learned that the world stands on 3 things: on Torah, on work, and on righteous deeds. Add a 4th commandment, on the vision, the passion, the initiative, and the will. And the 4th commandment came to embody the next rabbi, Rabbi Gustavo Saratsky. Rabbi Saratsky came with a young family, Karina and Mayan, in 2004. And when all was good, Adi arrived. They were received by the congregation with great love, a big warm hug, and have not been disappointed. The congregation is very satisfied. The right man at the right time, in the right place, they say. He is a man of vast knowledge, an educated man, young and open to new ideas and action. His participation in the services and their upgrade have been cornerstones in his work to the congregation. He continues with the activities of his predecessors, expanding and deepening his theory through study, workshops, and courses. Anyone who expresses an interest is welcome. A good teacher and a good guide to life, such as Rabbi Gustavo. And this song has not come to an end, and the activities are of full strength. May we fulfill, Lord, may these things never come to an end. The sand and the sea, the murmur of the water, the lightning in the sky, and the החול והים רשרוש של המים ברק השמיים תפילת האדם רשרוש של המים תפילת האדם